Most men speak with their mouths, but the men women crave the most, they speak with their presence. Without saying a word, their body sends messages that bypass her logic and hit straight into her emotions. In this video, you'll discover 12 subtle but powerful male body signals that trigger feminine desire at a subconscious level. These aren't pickup tricks. These are primal psychological switches that flip her from maybe to I need to feel this man closer. 1. The calm gaze that commands the room. In a room full of noise, the man who remains silent yet grounded is the one who captures attention. The calm gaze isn't about staring or intimidating. It's about being fully present. When you walk into a space and let your eyes move with calm, deliberate focus, never flinching, never darting around, you emit a signal that says, I need nothing from this room. I am the storm and the shelter. This gaze speaks volumes. It signals emotional control, confidence, and a centered mind. Women don't consciously analyze it, but on a gut level, they feel drawn. Why? Because in a sea of men who seek validation, the man who remains unaffected appears to be of higher status. He doesn't need attention, he attracts it. Practicing the calm gaze is about slowing down. Most men move their eyes too fast, trying to read the room, spot competition, or avoid rejection. But when you control your gaze, you signal dominance. Not dominance over others, but over yourself. And here's where the Stoic mindset kicks in. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your eyes show your mind. When they're still, composed, curious, you show power. Women crave that kind of power because it makes them feel safe and excited. A calm gaze pulls them in, makes them wonder who you are, what you think, and what it would be like to experience that stillness up close. Whether you're at a bar, walking into a meeting, or locking eyes in a crowded elevator, your gaze should be slow, strong, and settled. It makes you appear more mysterious, more confident, and more deeply masculine. So start practicing presence with your eyes. Look less, see more, and above all, hold her gaze not to impress, but to know her. When you do this right, she'll feel your attention not just in her mind, but in her body. That's how powerful the calm gaze can be. 2. The controlled smile, with a hint of mischief. There's something dangerously attractive about a man who doesn't show his full cards. A subtle smirk or half smile, that barely there twist of the lips, creates a powerful effect on a woman. It's not about showing happiness, it's about implying confidence, mystery, and awareness. This smile suggests you know something others don't. It implies experience, emotional control, and a self-contained sense of amusement. When used sparingly, it becomes one of your strongest tools in triggering feminine curiosity. From a psychological standpoint, this smile doesn't overwhelm, it invites. It activates the female brain to wonder, what is he thinking? Why is he smiling like that? Is it about me? Unlike a wide, toothy grin, which can come across as needy or performative, the controlled smile is elegant. It's the difference between a boy trying to impress and a man who's already impressed with himself. That confidence? Women crave it. It also creates room for playful tension. When she says something cheeky, and you simply respond with a slow, knowing smile, she feels seen and lightly challenged. And that challenge, when done without arrogance, is intoxicating. Use it wisely, don't force it. Let it emerge naturally when you feel amusement or confidence. Combine it with eye contact, and you turn it into an invisible force that draws her closer without a word. 3. Adjusting your watch or sleeves. Slowly. This is a power move disguised as a simple habit. When you slowly roll up your sleeves or adjust your watch, you send several subconscious signals. First, it draws attention to your forearms, a primal symbol of strength. Second, it communicates attention to detail and composure. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. The slow, deliberate motion of tugging at your cuff or rolling fabric back reveals a man who is in control of his time and appearance. He isn't rushing. He owns the moment. Women find this incredibly attractive because it reflects masculine composure. Fast movements signal nervousness. Slow ones signal grounded dominance. And rolling your sleeves up? That says, I can get serious if I have to. This move is even more effective when you do it in a moment of transition, before starting a conversation, before getting out of your car, before walking into a room. It acts as a visual cue that something's about to happen, and you're the man making it happen. It also gives you something to do with your hands that doesn't scream anxiety. Instead, it anchors your body in purposeful action, a small silent flex of your masculine presence. Practice this often. Let it become second nature. Make your movements clean, intentional, and slow. When your body says, I know what I'm doing, her body starts to respond without even realizing why. 4. The deep breath that expands your frame. Breathing isn't just survival. It's a reflection of your emotional state. Shallow, rapid breaths signal nervousness or insecurity. Deep, slow breathing signals power, calm, and control. A man who breathes deeply in the middle of tension communicates that he owns the moment, that nothing rattles him. When you expand your chest and breathe like you belong in any room you walk into, you radiate certainty. It's not loud, it's not performative, it's primal. A woman will feel it before she notices it. It's the quiet strength of a man who has mastered himself. Ancient warriors and modern Stoics alike have always used breath to ground themselves in pressure. From meditative traditions to military training, breath is the first weapon of calm control. Deep breathing during a conversation or while making a decision shows you lead yourself, and women feel safe following a man like that. This body signal is especially powerful when paired with stillness. Take up space. Keep your shoulders down. Let your rib cage move freely. It anchors your masculinity in presence and steadiness. And here's the kicker. It subconsciously regulates her nervous system too. When you breathe deeply, she begins to breathe deeper. She calms down. She syncs with your energy. Practice this by becoming more aware throughout the day. Set reminders. Relax your shoulders. Expand your lungs. Let silence stretch as you hold the frame. The kind of man who breathes like the world doesn't rush him, that's the man she won't forget. 5. The neck exposure gesture. Exposing your neck isn't about vulnerability in a weak sense, it's about relaxed dominance. When you tilt your head back slightly, rub the back of your neck, or stretch your throat. While in thought, you signal something primal. I'm unafraid. The neck is one of the most vulnerable areas on the body. Subconsciously, when you expose it, you're telling her, I'm not on guard, I trust myself. And that level of relaxed exposure, it activates feminine curiosity. Because women are biologically wired to be attracted to men who feel safe and strong within themselves. It doesn't need to be exaggerated. Even a casual rub of your neck when leaning back or stretching in the morning while walking to the kitchen can do the trick. When it's done without attention seeking, it reads as completely masculine. This move often works best when you're deep in thought or between sentences in a conversation. Paired with a calm expression and half smile, it turns into an irresistible visual that tells her you're comfortable in your own skin. So the next time you find yourself overthinking what to do with your body, don't. Breathe, think, stretch. Let your masculinity speak in the pauses. That's where the real desire builds. 6. Standing with one arm rested across the body. This gesture might seem casual on the surface, but it speaks to deep masculine presence. When you stand with one hand resting across your body, perhaps gripping your opposite bicep or wrist, you create a posture that combines protection and quiet control. Women read body language better than most men realize. This simple stance makes your chest subtly pop out, highlights your arms, and keeps you grounded. It's not closed off. It's not aggressive. It's the stance of someone who has nothing to prove. In Stoic terms, this is you holding your own space. You're not puffing out your chest, demanding attention. You're just there, composed, aware, self-contained. And that calm presence creates a silent magnetism that women feel. Bonus tip, use this pose while listening. When she's talking and you stand like this with relaxed shoulders and slow nods, it shows her you're tuned in. but not chasing, that you're present, but still your own man. This is what Stoicism looks like in body form, calm protection. Master it, and you become the type of man whose stillness speaks louder than any words. 7. The slow blink. While listening. Fast blinking, nervousness, darting eyes, insecurity, but slow intentional blinks while maintaining eye contact. That's a psychological anchor. It communicates that you are unshaken, fully present, and entirely at ease in your body. When you listen to someone, especially a woman, and you pair steady eye contact with occasional slow blinks, you create a deep sense of comfort and confidence. She feels seen, not judged, not scanned, seen. This small move says, I'm not reactive. I'm choosing to be here, with you. And that alone can cause her walls to drop. The slow blink also softens your facial expressions. It balances masculine sharpness with emotional attunement. Women find this balance irresistible because it signals both strength and sensitivity, the very polarity that makes attraction explosive. Add this to your social toolkit. Practice it with friends, waiters, baristas, anyone. You'll notice people lean into your energy more. They trust your calm, they respect your presence. And in the world of Stoicism, that's exactly what the ancient greats meant when they said, let your character speak before your words do. 8. The subtle chest touch. When a man places his hand over his chest while talking, especially during a personal story or emotional moment, something shifts in the room. It's not just a gesture, it's a sign of vulnerability that's grounded in confidence. This move shows that you're in tune with your emotional core and not afraid to express it. In the world of Stoicism, vulnerability isn't weakness, it's self-awareness. When done correctly, a subtle chest touch tells her, I feel this and I'm not afraid of what that says about me. Whether it's placing your palm over your heart while laughing, tapping your chest to emphasize a point, or simply resting your hand there as you pause, it connects your body with your message. Women are deeply responsive to emotional authenticity. A man who's unafraid to feel and shows it with controlled body language becomes more than physically attractive. He becomes emotionally magnetic. This is how emotional stoicism becomes desire, not detachment. Use this gesture during deep conversation or right before a heartfelt compliment. It intensifies your presence and makes her feel closer to you. In a world full of shallow gestures, a sincere chest touch backed by real emotion becomes unforgettable. 9. The confident hand clasp behind your back. Few gestures communicate more masculine stillness and presence than standing with your hands loosely clasped behind your back. It's subtle, almost regal, and that's why it works. And it exposes your chest, keeps your posture upright, and signals that you are relaxed and unthreatened by your environment. This is a move of power, not the power that comes from domination, but the kind that radiates from internal calm. She sees this posture and thinks, he doesn't need to prove anything, he just is. And that's what triggers subconscious attraction. In social settings, men often fidget, cross their arms, or keep their hands in their pockets out of nervousness. But when you clasp your hands behind your back, you show you're not just occupying space, you own it. You're not guarded, you're grounded. This pose is also a natural attention magnet. People, especially women, will find themselves looking at you more often, trying to read your energy, and you don't have to say a word. Your body does all the talking. 10. Slow, silent laughter with eye contact. Laughter can be a performance, or it can be a power play. When you laugh loudly and carelessly, it can come across as trying too hard. But when you laugh slowly, deeply, and with steady eye contact, it becomes intimate. Especially when you do it in response to something she says. This move isn't just about amusement, it's about containment. You're showing that you enjoy the moment, but you're not getting swept away by it. That's stoicism in action. The man who can smile and laugh, but stay emotionally centered, becomes incredibly attractive. When paired with a soft gaze or slight smirk, your laughter becomes an unspoken dance of masculine and feminine polarity. She begins to lean into your calm, into your rhythm, into your pace. Let the silence after your laugh linger. Let your eyes hold hers. It creates a bubble of chemistry, quiet, potent, unforgettable. 11. Walking with purpose, not rush. There is something commanding about a man who moves with intention. When you walk without rushing, shoulders relaxed, steps firm, and gaze forward, you radiate control. Not over others, but over yourself. It's the kind of walk that says, I don't chase, I attract. A purposeful walk doesn't just get you from one place to another, it builds a narrative. It tells the world that you're driven but not desperate, focused but not frantic. And that contrast is where attraction lives. Women notice the way a man walks. Fast, erratic walking shows anxiety or insecurity. Slow, hesitant walking signals uncertainty. But a walk that's slow yet direct, that's the mark of a man with clarity. He knows where he's going and doesn't need anyone's permission to get there. This is a Stoic move in motion, the art of unhurried dominance. When you pair it with upright posture and occasional steady eye contact, you become a moving magnet. She'll notice you. She'll feel something shift in her energy when you pass, because it's not about speed, it's about presence. 12. The stillness that radiates. Masculinity. Stillness is the highest form of strength. In a world of over-explaining, over-moving, and overcompensating, a man who simply remains still, physically, emotionally, energetically, becomes magnetic. And this stillness, it's a Stoic superpower. Stillness doesn't mean you're passive. It means you're so deeply grounded in yourself that you don't need to react to every external stimulus. Your body isn't flinching. Your hands aren't fidgeting. Your posture isn't shifting to please or perform. And that right there is what drives feminine energy wild. Because stillness speaks. It says, I am enough, as I am, in this moment. Whether you're at a dinner table, leaning against a wall at a party, or standing in silence during conversation, your stillness creates space for her energy to flow. It makes her feel safe, held, curious. Women are intuitive. They sense when a man's stillness comes from true self-command versus passive timidity. When done right, this single trait makes you unforgettable. So here's the challenge. In your next social interaction, reduce your movements by half. Speak less, move less, breathe slower. Let your stillness become the message. That's the man who draws her in without chasing. That's the Stoic edge. That's the masculine frame she won't be able to resist. And here's the truth most men never realize. Attraction isn't about saying the right things. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to say much at all. When your body speaks through calm, control, and presence, she feels it. And once she feels it, logic doesn't matter. She'll crave the experience of you again and again. So if you found value in these 12 body signals, don't just watch. Practice. Start showing up like the man who doesn't chase. Because his energy pulls her in. Without force, without words, without effort. And if you want more insights into the hidden psychology of female attraction and Stoic masculinity, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next drop. Stay composed, stay grounded, stay powerful, and as always, let your presence speak louder than words.